So for my fifth devotion, I wanted to share a really important observation I made in John 1. And it centers on two words. Now, I should mention, I'm going to do this kind of in Greek because I had the privilege of learning Greek last year as part of my education. By the way, this is the language the New Testament was written in, so this is the original words. En arche ein halagas. In the beginning was the Word. Kai halagas ein pras tantaan, and the Word was with God. Kai thaas ein halagas, and God was the Word. So the word logos here means word, but obviously it's referring to something greater than just a word. If the word is God, then this is God. So logos here is something that is God, but is also distinct from God. And then John later on in the book reveals this is Jesus Christ. Now, the word logos has a really important connection with a different word, egeneta, and you see that in the next few phrases. Panta diautu egeneta. All things through him came into being. That's what egeneta means, is came into being. Kai horis autu egeneta udehen hageganen. And without him came into being nothing which has come into being. The important relationship between egeneta and logos is that everything that exists egenetad through the logos. Everything that exists came into being through logos, through Jesus. In other words, Jesus made everything. But then John uses the exact same word to make a point later on. He says, Kai halagas sarts egeneta, kai eskenosen en heimin. This means, and the word, flesh, he came into being. John's point is that even though all things were made through Jesus Christ, Jesus decided to be made into flesh. Why did he decide to be made into flesh? Because of the next part. Kai eskenosin en heimin. And he tabernacled or dwelt as in a tent among us. Jesus Christ, or God, the God of the Old Testament, wanted so badly to be among his people and do his redemptive work among his people that he decided to be made into flesh. And that's the surprising truth about Christianity. It feels almost wrong. How could God, who made everything, be made into something within his everything that he made? How can God be made into flesh? Well, that's how the book of John starts.